of the fact that I am not the first to suggest that there were Africans in America before Columbus. Columbus was the first to suggest it. On his second voyage, Columbus noted in his journal and reported that the natives of Hispaniola, as it was then known, it's now Haiti, Santo Domingo, came to him and told him that black people had come from the south and southeast, trading with them in gold-tipped metal spears. They had come in large boats. Columbus was skeptical, and he sent 2 samples of these boats to Spain, 2 samples of these spears, to Spain to be assayed. They were examined and assayed in Spain, and they were found to have the identical ratio of gold, silver, and copper alloys as metal spears then being forged in African Guinea. The Portuguese were in Guinea since around 1450, when in fact they were attacked by one of the African navies. There was a fight in the Gambia, and the Portuguese had built a fort there, which when Columbus's first visit to Africa was in 1484, quite a while before he came to America, he had been at that fort. In fact, he had tried to persuade the Portuguese to finance him to make his trip across the ocean. And the Portuguese had told Columbus on his return from his first voyage that they were aware of Africans leaving the Cape Verde Islands, which is just off Guinea, and going far to the west with merchandise. Now, in this, we have, first of all, the oral tradition of the Native Americans who said that there were black people trading with them in these gold-tipped metal spears. We have the diaries of Columbus stating this, recording this. We have the Portuguese making records of Africans leaving in large boats from the Cape Verde and going far to the west with merchandise. We have the metallurgical evidence in Spain that these trade items, which were supposed to be West African, had been examined and found to be West African. And then on top of that, we have the linguistic evidence, which came later from Leo Wiener, who started work in this field in the 1920s, African, the Discovery of America, 3 volumes. And in it, he points out that the word guanin, which the Indians were using, the Native Americans, that is, were using for these gold-tipped metal spears, came from kwani, which is the word gold in many of the West African languages along that Atlantic coast. And we have, in addition to that, botanical evidence of a connection, because they have found a species of cotton in the Cape Verde Islands from which the blacks were coming in their trade with the Native Americans in the Caribbean. They found a species of cotton 30 years before the coming of Columbus. Europeans settling in the Cape Verde Islands took a cotton from Africa which they thought was African, from the African Atlantic coast, and planted